Internet Capital Markets 2.0. You heard that right. That's the big story coming out from the world of crypto this today with the launch of US stocks on the blockchain. So we finally have this bridge between TradFi and DeFi that all of us who've been in the industry for the last couple of years have been waiting for. So today, guys, welcome back to another episode of Crypto Scoop FM. I'm going to bring you, 9 different coins that I think are going to immensely benefit from this major development that has happened in the industry. If you're new here, I'm Rohit. I've been working in crypto for the last 4 years. I've held multiple exec roles across companies like Polygon Labs, Longash Ventures, and Socket Technologies. So I kind of have, know my way around the industry. So with that, we're going to dive in. Before I start today's episode and reveal all the alpha, nothing that I say today is financial advice, life advice, or legal advice. If you're going to make a financial choice or investment decisions based on anything you hear from this episode, it's all on you and I will not be liable. I'm just a guy sitting in my room trying to have fun and share knowledge with all of you. All right, guys. So with that, let's dive in. Let me share my screen first and take you through some of these developments that have happened. Okay, guys. So, Internet Capital Markets 2.0. You have companies like one of the world's fastest growing and largest fintechs, Robinhood, announcing the launch of tokenized stocks. You have Kraken and Bybit announcing their partnership with XStocks, again tokenizing stocks and bringing it to the Solana blockchain. And then you have Gemini also announcing its own version of tokenized, fractional shares all on chain. So first, let's talk about Robinhood. This was a major announcement, made on the in the heels of ETHCC, which is a major Ethereum conference happening in Cannes in Italy as we speak. And so in this conference, you had the CEO of Robinhood coming there and making a range of different announcements. And one of them was you get to trade private company stocks on chain. But apart from that they also announced that they will be adding over 200 US stocks and ETF tokens, right, with dividend support and offered directly through the Robinhood app with 0% trading commission. So, when I think about it, I think it's an incredible announcement, because for the longest time, as long as I've been working in crypto, I've been hearing about how we're going to someday bridge this gap between TradFi and DeFi, and we'll have the entire TradFi rails being built on chain. So this is probably the first of the many steps that we've seen happen in the last couple of weeks and months. Of course, after Trump's induction as the president of the United States, we've seen him bring the Genius Act, the Clarity Bill. We also have talks of a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So a lot of these different moving parts are now kind of working together. We also have a much more leaner and more considerate SEC, which is the Security and Exchange Commission. And so there are a lot of these pieces which are now kind of coming together to make this reality happen. So that is one. Right. So that's basically the background behind this. I did come across a few posts about this development, and I think it is worth thinking about them. The first one was from Hitesh, who, if you don't follow him, I highly recommend you do so. He talks about how tokenized stocks is not bullish for your alts. And his thesis is kind of interesting because, so far, we've been seeing BTC go up, and the whole BTC dominance kind of increasing as a percentage of the overall crypto market cap. And we've largely seen most of the major alts and even the long tail of alts either going sideways or remaining as is. So we're not seeing quite the return of capital, the upside, the crazy rallies that we've seen before happening in alts. Now, part of it is of course because of where the ETH dominance is, where we are in the liquidity cycle. But there is this development I think is interesting because he makes the point of how people would probably dump their alts, which they've been holding on for the longest time for to trade basically stocks. And S&P 500 is currently trading at an all-time high, so is Nasdaq. So I do see a possibility, guys, where a lot of these alts would essentially suffer big time, and we'll never see the kind of returns that we did before. So it becomes extremely important for us to recognize that we can't play the market the way we did in 2021 or 2022. But does that mean tokenization is dead? Does that mean alts will never see a rally or no liquidity? No, that's not what's going to happen. Because what's going to happen, and which is the point that Hitesh makes, is that there will be a clear wall between tokens with adoption or tokens with speculation, right? So speculative avenues will continue to grow. Memes will grow, prediction markets will grow, tokenization of time will grow, tokenization of content will grow. So it's not like, we will not see the same level of, high growth, crazy like 20x, 50x, 100x upsides in alls. But it's going to happen in these pockets. It's going to happen in narratives. And it is our job as investors to dig deep, to find out where those opportunities are and position ourselves early. But yes, it's something to think about. Like, a lot of these alts would probably never go well. So if somebody is trying to sell you something, please be extremely aware, including me. Do your own research, try and understand the thesis behind, why or why not, this form of investment has to be in a token, and then make your decisions. Okay, guys. So having said that, let's look at some of the data and see how the market is reacting. First is the Robinhood chart itself. As you can already see, Robinhood is kind of at its all-time high, currently valued at a market cap of $80 billion. And just after this announcement, you can see, if I kind of broaden this a bit, just yesterday when they made this announcement, it went from like 83 to 93, so added like $10 to its price in just a single day. So I think that's crazy performance for a large cap project like this. But it clearly shows that the market is currently trading these crypto quote unquote stocks at a premium. And so it's clearly positive that for Robinhood to make all of these announcements, and you can already see in these charts. Same with Kraken, guys. Like, Kraken made a similar announcement with X stocks, and you can already see like two like very vertical bars kind of showing up here, where the pre-IPO price for Kraken going from $24 to $30. So 25% gains in a single day. Okay. Now it comes. Now I'll talk about a few coins that I think are interestingly positioned for this entire internet capital market 2.0 wave. I think the whole game is going to happen between Ethereum and Solana. Robinhood, as you know, is creating an L2 on Arbitrum, and Kraken X stocks is essentially built on top of is doing all of these tokenization of stocks on the Solana blockchain. There are a bunch of other things that are working really well for Solana. As you can already see that the price kind of rose a little bit from yesterday, right? Before it went to like almost like 159 before kind of moving back a little bit. I still think like Solana is Solana is poised for a very strong recovery and upside, and there's a lot of like tailwinds working in favor of Solana. What are those tailwinds? So, well, for one, you have the Solana staking ETF, right? Now you have this major announcement of on-chain, tokenization of stocks. Then you have you have the upcoming token launch for Pump.fund, which is the probably the most successful project on Solana ever. For like they're absolutely smashing it when it comes to on-chain metrics of adoption. The number of transactions, the number of users, the number of active wallets, the volume, like everything is top now, is like through the roof. So at some point in time, you're going to see Solana making a strong reversal and kind of go to like 300, 350, or even like if you go look at its last all-time high, if I zoom out, you will see it went to 295. And I'll make a small prediction here, and I think it will not only achieve its all-time high, but it will cross its all-time high either in this cycle or the next. So Solana remains my one of my strongest positions in my own portfolio, and I think these developments are essentially extremely strong. Now, the second token that I think is interesting in the same account with internet capital markets is Arbitrum. Although a lot of like tokenized internet capital markets is happening on base with projects like Clanker, and others like virtuals and others. But I think with Robinhood deciding to use the Arbitrum tech stack, there is going to be some form of value accrual happening to Arbitrum. And if you see where the token has been for the longest time, it's pretty much at the down the dumps. So I feel like Arbitrum is going to have its moment of reckoning with this announcement, and we're going to definitely see some strange movements happening in Arbitrum. So I don't know if I would want to enter Arbitrum. I hold no Arbitrum on my portfolio, but I would definitely keep this on my watch list for now, and I will see signs of reversal. I can already see the 50-day moving average kind of moving up, starting to turn back. And if this gap between the 200-day moving average, which is the red line, and the 50-day moving average converges, we're going to have a golden cross. And if that happens, it's very easy to, maybe formulate that we're going to see a 2x rally at least on Solana, on Arbitrum. And if things go back, it could go all the way to its previous all-time high. So we're looking at a 5 to 6x on Arbitrum. I also think this is on a safe bet like Arbitrum, which is seeing decent amount of traction, great DeFi, and now this great deal. I think Arbitrum is going to come of age on its own as one of the strongest L2s on Ethereum. Okay, so with these network tokens out of the way, I'm going to quickly talk about a bunch of other opportunities, which I think are extremely interesting. First is the Radium token. This is a DEX on Solana. Of course, with on-chain tokenized stocks, we're going to see a lot of volume captured by Radium because you can basically trade those stocks on Radium. More trading on Radium would lead to more fees on Radium, more volume on Radium, and that would eventually be reflected in the token price as well. So keep an eye on Radium. I think we're well poised, guys, for a Solana rally, and if and when that happens, I will not be surprised if I see Radium kind of going back to its all-time highs. Same goes with Jupiter, guys. Again, a similar opportunity. A DEX on Solana will be capturing a lot of volume coming from these on-chain tokenized stocks and essentially see a rapid rise. So again, I think the Solana ecosystem rally is due. Once the ETF comes out, once you have these the outcomes of these tokenization reflect, we can easily get like a nice 2 to 3x on a project which is relatively safe. So I would say that's a great investment. Like at a $1 billion company, which has strong underlying undercurrents, I think Jupiter is very well poised for a great deal of value. Then the next one that I want to present to you is Camino. Camino is a lending and borrowing protocol, also a DEX on Solana. As you can already see, it is one of the partners for X stocks to not only trade these on-chain stocks, but also to collateralize it and take a loan against it, guys. So this is the most beautiful part of crypto, which stocks will soon realize, that it's so easy to use decentralized finance to come in and essentially collateralize your stock holdings on chain, take a loan against it, and basically multiply your gains, like do even more trading. And so this is currently trading at 130 million market cap. I think we're easily looking at a 3 to 5x in Camino when the tide turns. So keep an eye on Camino, guys. The next two are essentially going to be like very extremely degen bets, but worth keeping an eye on them, because they could essentially go parabolic when things turn around in crypto. People go crazy. And the first one is Kinto. Kinto is a modular DEX. It is cross chain. It will have all of the stocks. You should be able to trade them. It is also an on chain like club. So they will have an order book format, a more sophisticated Binance like trading experience. So keep an eye out on Kinto, guys. I think as a small cap, there is a lot of room for this to essentially kind of go ballistic. And if it goes back to its all-time high, we're probably looking at anything between 100x to maybe even more. So keep an eye out on Kinto. The next one that I want to talk about is AltControl. Now, AltControl is a project which is again building tokenized stock trading platform on Ethereum. I think this is again a very small degen bet, so be very careful. But I am seeing buying activity kind of come in the last couple of hours, so which is kind of interesting. You have the holder base kind of increases, you have volume kind of taking up as well. So keep an eye on control. I think this is probably going to be one of those smaller ones which could do really well as a result of what has happened. Now, next we have with me Ondo, and I bring Ondo because Ondo has announced way back in February. If I can, quickly get the announcement for you guys. So, yeah, in February they had announced the launch of tokenized stocks, and today they tweeted that all the biggest players move in the same direction and pay attention. Tokenized stocks and ETFs are that direction, and this is exactly what Ondo Global Markets was designed to enable. Be aware that Ondo Global Markets is not yet live, but when they do, I think Ondo is one of the more serious, top tier RWA projects in crypto, and I think they will do extremely well. So keep an eye on Ondo. Finally, I want to bring another interesting play here, which is Banker Coin. It's BNKR. I think this is interesting because Banker is an AI agent, and it basically does trading and provides you insights to trade and make money in crypto. And I think with Banker integrating X stocks and you being able to basically just use a simple co-pilot to make those trading actions on chain, plus an AI agent to find those on-chain, stock trading opportunities, Banker is definitely one of my top bets this cycle to do extremely well. It's currently trading at about $35-40 million. So, I will not be surprised if I see like a 10-20x on Banker this cycle. Okay, guys, so that is all. Alright guys, so this is all that I have for you in today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I think Internet Capital Markets 2.0, the tokenization of stocks, is all great news for crypto. I don't think alts are dead. I think alts are going to do really well, but you have to be mindful. You have to do your research. You have to find the right narratives and make the right calls. Also, and I can say this speaking for experience, please don't marry your bags. Take profits, move on, and there is no coin worth holding if it's going to put you like 90% down. That feeling is not good. All right, guys, with that, I would wrap today's episode, and I'll see you again soon. Sayonara.